So this time we should be recording the correct monitor. Thank you, NVIDIA. I don't know why you suddenly decided to pick my second monitor. That is actually the second time you've done that. Just completely nearly out of the blue, picking the incorrect monitor to record, and I honestly don't know why you do it. But in any case, here we are. We are going to quickly do the wrong continent. We're going to quickly do these dailies so that I can hurry up and get into the new quest stuff. So bear with me while I am bored out of my mind for a few moments. Sorry, I'm just shifting my keyboard. It doesn't really appear to be in the right spot right about there. Okay, every single time I fudge that part, you'd think I would have learnt my lesson. Apparently not. Hey, doggo. So, Mio, what can I do for you? You know what? I don't even care. Let's just smash through this. I feel like we've already done this mission. Keep it around. Oh, she wants to die? Ugh. Oh, just a dye ingredient? Here, take my berry. Yellow's a great colour, totally in season. And you'll be able to get yellow. What kind of question is that? I should have come here last because I got to come back here for the Adventurers Guild. Words completely and utterly eluded me. Where am I going? This way, apparently. Oh my, I wasn't expecting music quite that loud. Come on, Itto. I am holding shift. I would appreciate it if you get some sprint. Thank you. I like that. That was very militant. It was enjoyable. Okay, let's just cut to Aether. Don't drown. Hey.
Let's get down to business.
Take flight.
Completely missed. We are going to ignore this fact.
I swear by my sword.
Excuse me, I'm trying to heal.
Be still.
Bye! Oh yay! You guys give me handguards? Even though you seem like quest related? Thank you. We'll take. It is getting very cold. I may have to break out the dressing gown. Don't judge me. It's the first day of winter, all right. Yep. Thank you. Yes, you can tell I'm having so much fun. Everybody loves dailies. Oh, do I have to kill it or save it? What are my options here? Because there's two vastly different scenarios. Destroy. Okie dokie. I like how he practically demolishes it in that attack alone. Beautiful. And last but not least, ooh, have we been here for a commission before? To be fair, I barely do commissions, so probs not. But how may I be of service to you? Complete this trial. What is it? Is it a killy thingy? Aren't those shooty thingies? I don't remember the symbols. Complete the time trial.
That's my lucky day. Be still.
Opponents defeated. Okay. Within a certain amount of time.
Kamisato on. Suiyu.
Take flight.
Let's just get rid of that.
Let's get down to business. Perfect. Say no more. Cascade.
My word, Ayato is just absolutely freaking amazing. He's a goddamn beast. Look at this man. He just eviscerates Ooh, level 1. Absolutely eviscerates. It's a beautiful thing to behold. Keep doing that, Aether. I am happy to see it. What do you want? Male. Whose birthday? Paimon. How old are you? Cool. Great. Did I accidentally... I don't know what I was pressing, to be honest. I wasn't paying attention to what I was looking at. I was trying to read and skim through. I don't think Paimon knows how old Paimon is.
Everything's in...
Alrighty, let's go grab our reward. This bloody pin, I can't see anything. And then we can finally unlock this story. Yes, guys, I'll get to you sometime
Ad Astra.
in life.
Thank you for
I'd like to say it soon, but let's be realistic. I have absolutely no clue when I'll get to you, alright? Alright, Kimi. Claim. 100% before I click this, right? I have to do his, yes? Taurus? Yes, okay. I swear to God, if we need another key to unlock her, I'm gonna cry. That's 2 more days of shitty commissions. Ugh. Okay then. Taurus Iracundus, Chapter, Act 1. Rise up, Golden Soul. Inazuma Catherine would like you to help conduct an emergency investigation, even though technically I should have already done this, but we'll ignore this. Let's do it. Because, yeah, you needed me to have completed that, yep. Hi, Catherine. Can you talk? Oh, that's adorable. I need to put my dressing gown on. It's freezing cold. Nice angle, though.
Hi, Catherine. It's us. Was there something we could help with?
I'm still trying to find the right way up in my dressing gown. There we go. Okay, space.
Yes. I'm afraid that I have another task that
When do you
requires
not have
your
a task that
assistance.
requires my assistance?
The Adventurers Guild has recently received a commission directly from the Tenryou Commission. The assignment is both urgent and dangerous. After assessing the assignment, the Guild has concluded that seasoned adventurers are required. Naturally, you came to mind.
Does Catherine normally strike poses like that? I kind of thought she stood like that all the time, but she just moved and I liked it.
Just another day on the job for us.
I don't really know why that deserves laughter, but I suppose you do, Paimon. Dangerous, you say. Why can't the Tenryou Commission resolve it on their own?
Allow me to explain.
I asked,
The
so yes,
Tenryou
please
Commission
do.
recently issued an arrest warrant for a young Oni by the name of Arataki Itto.
Now, are Oni prevalent into that? Because let's face it, we've been to 3 countries. Okay, also like 2 sort of subcontinents, I guess. And we've never come across it Oni before, other than Itto, as we're about to come across. So, are they prevalent or not? I don't think they are.
Noni? You mean those big, tough-looking guys with horns on their heads?
I feel a bit, sorry, drinking vanilla Coke. I feel a bit of judgment coming from you, Paimon. It's not like you're not funny looking or anything.
That's correct. This particular Oni is quite vocal and audacious, so he already has quite the reputation.
Audacious,
on the
that is
streets.
exactly the word I would
That
use.
said, he has never been caught up in major trouble of any kind.
That's because he's dumb smart. I was gonna say he's smart, and then I was like, I mean, he is, but yep, dumb smart.
So it came as a surprise to learn that he has recently been accused of stealing things, and sometimes even whisking away the people themselves.
Okay, accusations are one thing, but does anyone have any proof?
But it doesn't end there. When the Tenryou Commission dispatched a Doshin to apprehend him, he assaulted the Doshin before making a getaway with his accomplices.
Oh my gosh, like 6 people at my workplace have COVID. It's ridiculous. So I am coughing, but that's still just a lingering from my March COVID bout. It comes and goes, which is really quite frustrating. Sounds like a real ruffian. Who says ruffian? I love it.
So let Paimon guess. It's up to us to bring this Oni in.
Well, duh, why else would you call us?
No problemo. This does sound like a job for the Traveler. She'll be back with that Oni in no time.
Speak for yourself, small person.
I have complete confidence you will succeed.
Makes one of us.
However, please exercise caution. This Oni also happens to hold a vision.
Good for him.
And is the leader of an organization known as the Arataki Gang.
You know, you probably should have led with that kind of information. I'm not too experienced with gang fights. He has a gang, but I put no.
You're right. We have no idea what we'll be up against. Better play it safe.
Sure.
We are still investigating Arataki Itto's potential motives behind these incidents, as well as his current whereabouts.
Wait. You want me to bring him in, but you can't tell me where he is? Sure.
But please ask around in the streets as well. There will likely be others more familiar with Itto's circumstances than I am, who can provide you with useful information.
And the fact that you said you're still looking into his motives, like, have you just taken it for proof? It's for solid proof that he is the one who did it? Like, you don't want to investigate any evidence to this fact? You just want to bring him in? Whatever. We'll go ask around. Clearly at some of the people you're directing me to over here.
Thank you. I will await your return.
Yeah, whatever. Also nice. Let me go left.
What?
Come on.
Let's start asking around on the streets. Hopefully we'll learn a little more about this Arataki Itto guy and figure out where he might have run off to.
He could just be at his home. Has anyone considered that? He may not have run off anywhere. Hello, Furuya Noboru.
Arataki Itto? Yeah, I've heard of the guy. Word is he did something monumentally stupid and ran off before they could catch him.
Is it just a case of, wrong place, wrong time?
To be completely honest, I was a little surprised when I first heard it. Okay, well, I mean, not that surprised.
Lol, I know what you mean, but elaborate.
Wait, you mean he already had a bad reputation?
I don't think bad is what I would use.
No, not exactly. He's just very overbearing in everything he does. Big and brash and always making a ruckus.
And yet, strangely, he's still adorable when he does it. I don't really like brash people, but he's kind of cute.
So, on the one hand, he's a larger-than-life kind of guy. But on the other hand, he's emotionally volatile.
They do tend to go hand
when
in
he's
hand.
in a good mood, he's as high as a kite. But when he gets upset, he gets completely enraged.
Yeah, I prefer the subtitles. He's the happiest man alive. That was way better than high as a kite. I don't really like that analogy. What if it's not a particularly windy day? Then your kite isn't very high now, is it?
I don't personally see him as a bad guy, but I guess I wouldn't put it past him to get all riled up and lose control.
Okay, what is he usually up to? Does he have a stable job of any kind? What do you mean does he have a stable job? You've just been told he's the leader of the Arataki gang. That takes time.
I'm afraid that I'm not too sure myself. I keep a pretty good eye on what's happening in the city, and as far as I can tell, he just idles the days away.
I could understand if it was like an awkward or throat clearing, but that was pretty extensive coughing. It was very odd.
When someone asks for it, he's willing to lend a helping hand, but other than that, he's just out making a scene with the kids on the street or his gang.
Yeah, that's what I figured. He doesn't actually do anything constructive.
If I had to guess, his lack of income finally drove him to do something more drastic to make ends meet.
I mean, assumptions, but if they don't actually have a way of earning income, what do they do with their time? And should they not perhaps dedicate it a little more constructively?
Is it just Paimon, or is this Itto fellow starting to sound pretty weird?
I mean, he's weird.
I'm afraid that I don't have much else to tell you. He tends to spend his time with people a little more lively than myself.
Sounds somewhat self-deprecating.
Perhaps you could try asking around some more.
Well, I've got 2 more targets. Bye. Paimon, you were in my way. Who's next? Oh, Mew. How's the yellow going for you?
Arataki Itto?
Hiccup.
Oh yeah, I heard about that whole thing. I'm sure it must have been a mix-up on the Tenryou Commission's end. He could never do anything so dastardly.
First we had ruffian, now we have dastardly. We really are bringing out quite the interesting vocabulary.
Huh? How can you be so sure? Is he really as trustworthy as all that?
He seems pretty loyal to me.
No, perhaps you misunderstand me. When I said he could never do anything dastardly, I meant he literally doesn't have what it takes.
You mean he's not strong enough? You mean he's not smart enough?
Maybe a story will explain it better.
Go for it.
So, he used to spend a lot of time playing rock, paper, scissors and hide and seek with the kids on the streets. Kids, being kids, aren't exactly the most difficult to outsmart. I'm sure you can see what I'm getting at here. He used to lose all the time, sometimes catastrophically.
That's cool and all, but how do you know that he wasn't losing intentionally to the kids to make the kids feel better about themselves? That's what adults tend to do.
On purpose, though, right?
No, not at all. The one time I saw him win, he started jumping around and yelling, "I won! I finally won! I'm unbeatable!" And so on.
That was disturbingly shrill. Please do not ever do that again.
Then he took the kid's candy as his prize and ate it right there in front of him.
Ugh, that's just plain wrong.
Well, it depends on if the candy was part of the agreed upon prize, Paimon, in which case, no, it's not wrong.
He did take it way too far that time. The poor kid started crying, so I stepped in and gave Itto a scolding.
You still haven't told me whether it was actually the prize or not, in which case you shouldn't have scolded him.
He was pretty quick to admit that he was fully in the wrong, and it wasn't long before the kid had stopped crying and was laughing and playing again as if nothing had ever happened. In fact, the children quite like playing with him because he's always serious about the stakes and never throws a game on purpose.
Okay, so he's just monumentally bad at it.
So, I suppose what I'm trying to say is a guy who can't even beat kids at a children's game really gonna be capable of these kinds of diabolical deeds?
I mean, we all have our strong points, right? I think I understand your point now. It's not at all what I expected to hear.
Huh. He doesn't sound like a bad guy at all. In fact, he kind of sounds like a man of integrity.
He most certainly is, from what I can tell.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. Still, the Tenryou Commission's evidence against him is supposed to be irrefutable.
Which I have yet to hear.
So, I'm not trying
We'll
to
see.
condone his actions
I know
or
what it is.
anything. If he really has messed up big time, then he should face the consequences just like anyone else.
Yes, but I still haven't heard this evidence. And I've also considered the possibility of him being set up. Just floating it out there.
Thanks for the info. We'll keep asking around.
Thanks, Ogura Mio. Now who we ask? Doshin directly. Hello, Sugi.
Arataki Itto. Of course I know him. We've been trying to apprehend him recently. We know he's already left Inazuma City, but with no clues to follow, we have no choice but to commission others for help, including the Adventurers Guild.
Ooh, I hear the derisive tone there, sir.
Catherine says that Arataki Itto hasn't done anything seriously bad before, so it seems pretty strange. Paimon's curious. Is there any evidence of all this stuff he's accused of?
Finally.
Yes, of course. Otherwise, we'd never have put so many people on the case. For starters, most thieves will try to devise a way to conceal their identity, but for an Oni, the horns are a dead giveaway. I mean, the whole city could have recognized it was him.
So, I mean, how do you know that he was intentionally trying to steal something? Could it have been a mistake? An accident? Because as you say, that's pretty dumb. How do you know it wasn't a different Oni? Have you seen any others?
At first, he was just one of our suspects, but when we went to investigate, he personally confessed to everything and started trying to provoke the officers.
Maybe he was embarrassed?
What's most frustrating is that he then managed to escape along with his entire gang. He must have been planning the whole thing right from the start.
A bit presumptuous. Did he have a motive? No? Catherine said they're still working it out.
Of course he did. Whether material or psychological, there is plenty of evidence either way.
Can you please provide me with the evidence, because I don't agree?
He's never had a Mora to his name his entire life, and he's never kept down a real job. Word is that he also takes care of someone in his gang, and that the burden of it takes quite the toll on him. After scrounging for a living all these years, maybe he thought that being the bad guy would be an easier ride. As for his psychological motives, it's a bit embarrassing to talk about, but we confiscated his vision during the Vision Hunt Decree.
I'm assuming you gave it back because he has it on him. Interesting though that you still had it intact to return it to him. Because I would have assumed it would have gone into the statue, like all the others. So he's exacting revenge on the Tenryou Commission.
At the time, Arataki Itto put up quite a fight. It took a huge amount of manpower and resources, and in the end we had to enlist the help of Kujo-Sara to finally secure his vision. The vision hunt was a mistake, but we never expected that he would go to such extreme lengths to take revenge on us.
I mean, if that were the case, good on him. You deserve it. But I don't think that's what happened.
He does sound a little unstable. Just like people have been saying.
The motives seem valid enough. They don't. And the evidence is solid. What evidence? You haven't actually said what happened, except that you mentioned theft. That's literally... What was he trying to steal? Who was there? Who witnessed it? You've given me fucking nothing!
If the two of you are able to capture Arataki Itto, please bring him straight here. We'll handle him from there.
What did he do? It's the most basic question. I'm apprehending somebody, but why?
Thanks for all the info.
There are I keep playing this game in the hope that something decent will happen, and they just keep doing shit like this.
We already got word on the street, so maybe it's time to talk to a real specialist.
Why is the music so much louder than Paimon's voice? What happened? Why is music suddenly so abundantly loud? Holy shit. That was random.
Paimon remembers that there's a detective
Yeah, I'm
agency
going.
here in Inazuma. Maybe we can try
Probably could have fast traveled, but whatever. But seriously, how can the game not tell me what he's been accused of, specifically? And who he supposedly stole from, what he supposedly stole. You know, I get that, I'm sure Arataki might tell me himself, or Itto, sorry. But I kind of expected the person who's hired me to have mentioned it.
President Sango. I'm just
Whatever.
Hello, we'd like to ask some questions about Arataki Itto.
Oh, him again. Sure. I have answers. We've already done some investigating for the Tenryou Commission. But first, do you have enough Moro to cover the fee? I've heard all about your travels. After everything you've been through, I'm sure you understand the way these sorts of things work.
Sango, you act like we've never spoken before. It's very awkward.
How much more are we talking about here?
Oh, look at the little kitty between the statues.
A one-off payment of 397,000
I'm sorry,
Mora
what?
upfront, plus a further 5% of your Adventurers Guild remuneration as my commission, if Arataki Itto is successfully caught and brought to justice.
Brought to justice assumes that he's guilty. How much more?
Whoa, that's crazy expensive! How did you even come up with the price that high?
Hold on. I wasn't finished. It just so happens the initial fee has already been paid in full by the Tenryou Commission. All you'll need to pay is the small commission fee.
Is this how you stay in business? How many people can afford your fee? Not many, I would wager. My god, it's extortion.
And, as for that amount, I'll settle things with the Adventurers Guild once we have Itto. So, from the
Itto.
way I see it, you guys are getting a pretty nice deal.
I mean, we're really not. We're just doing what we've been told to do.
Now then, to give you the full picture in this case, we must first recount a well-known Inazuman fairy tale.
Why? Huh?
A long, long time ago, in a village lost to time, there lived a crimson Oni and a blue Oni. They were the best of friends.
They're the same gender or different gender?
The crimson Oni looked fierce, but was gentle like the humans. The blue Oni looked human, but was reclusive, like an Oni. The crimson Oni wished to befriend the humans, but they were scared and threw beans at him whenever he came near.
Why beans?
So the blue Oni said to the crimson Oni,
Akka, I'll cause trouble in the village. You come and stop me. Then the humans will accept you.
Yeah, but they'll ostracize you.
as planned, the crimson Oni chased the blue Oni away. The crimson Oni's deeds spread throughout the land, and people finally accepted him. But when the crimson Oni went to tell the blue Oni the good news, he was gone and left only a letter behind.
I went traveling. Don't come find me or they'll treat you as a naughty little Oni. But don't worry about me. No matter where I go, we'll always be
Why are they all
friends.
living by themselves? It's a bit odd. Wait, does he only have one horn? The blue. That's it.
What about the little blue Oni? Whatever happened to him?
I suppose the blue Oni simply disappeared, never to be seen again.
That's depressing.
Only the crimson Oni remain now.
But the blue Oni was just an innocent little kid.
Are you seriously crying over that? Grow up, please. Does the story have anything to do with the situation at hand? Yeah, some relevance would be nice.
Of course it does. Otherwise, I wouldn't go through all the trouble of telling it. One interpretation is that the story is actually broadly based on historical events and that Arataki Itto is, in fact, a descendant of the Crimson Oni.
In which case, the entire story is irrelevant. The only way that the story is even vaguely relevant is if he is the Crimson Oni. Otherwise, your story is a waste of my time.
What I'm trying to tell you is that the Oni have sacrificed a lot in the past in order to finally integrate themselves into human society. But there are still some volatile personality traits in the Oni bloodline.
So what you're telling me is that the story has zero relevance to what's actually happening. Thank you.
Every generation of Oni inherits these traits. So while Arataki Itto has never been known to commit a wrongful act in the past, can we ever completely rule out the possibility of him one day allowing this side of him to take over?
That is such a stupid argument. Is it not the same as saying that as a human being, I am capable of cruel and malicious violence? And can we completely rule out the possibility of me one day allowing that brutal side of me to take over? Like, that's such a stupid thing to say.
But how could he do that? After the blue Oni's sacrifice? That would be such a betrayal.
Oh, come on, Paimon. The Crimson Oni was a child at the time. It's completely irrelevant to the rest of his life.
That's a very old story. Nobody knows how long it's been since the Blue Oni disappeared.
How old is Itto?
We can only assume that they have long since died out, in which case, it would be quite a stretch to say it still counts as a betrayal at this point.
Still pointing out the story is hella irrelevant unless Itto suddenly gives me context. This is no point to the story.
Besides, the suspect has already confessed. What is there left to discuss? According to my investigation, he was headed southwest. I would bet he's already made it to Yashiori Island by now.
See, that's the information we came to Sango for. So why have we just wasted the last 5 minutes hearing about a story and her assumptions that, one day he's going to let his violent side or his Oni side come out, when you could have just told me the information, we could have gone on our way by now.
The Tenryo Commission is unable to enter territory controlled by Sangonomiya troops.
Suckers.
No doubt that's the reason Arataki Itto chose to flee in that direction.
I understand. Thank you for the information.
Don't mention it. I'm just doing my duty.
Wait, Hyman still has a question. If Arataki Itto has given into his bad side, won't that mean he's extra mean and violent now?
I could only assume so. Judging from his previous bouts, he is a skilled fighter with a lot of brute strength. Whether or not you'll be able to handle him, that I do not know.
Okay, but what's up with people throwing beans at Oni? What use is that?
Ah, yes. Now that you mention it, I seem to recall that Arataki Itto is allergic to beans.
Why is that relevant to people throwing beans at him?
In fact, all Oni will avoid beans, but especially Itto. I heard that just touching a bean is enough to incapacitate him.
So are you insinuating that you've told me this story to set up the precedent that the children throwing beans at an Oni sometime in the past somehow gave him an allergy to beans, and therefore all the descendants have bean allergies all of a sudden? What? Because I'm assuming the humans didn't know about the Oni allergy, and that's why they were throwing beans. They wouldn't have known that because they haven't interacted with the Oni. I I get that they're trying to like make the Oni their own and give them their own law, but there just seems zero grounding or reasoning to have that.
If you could weaken him a bit by triggering his allergies, perhaps you'd have better luck subduing him.
I'm sorry, you want me to trigger someone's allergies? Do you not know that people have, deadly food allergies that can kill them? You are aware of that, right, Sango? Apparently not. Seems a bit unfair to me.
It's fine. He's the bad guy,
But
remember?
is he, though? No one has yet to offer any piece of evidence that I believe as proof, because no one's bloody told me anything.
It just so happens that I have a bag of beans right here. I was planning to use them to make some porridge, but I think you will find a better use for them.
Just use them for your porridge, dear.
Of course, I will charge the Adventurers Guild a fair and reasonable rate for the beans.
I don't think they cost much.
Sneaky. But also, thanks. Let's head to Yashiori Island and start looking for Itto.
Welcome to Bonton Sango Detective Agency. What will you have me solve?
Go to Yashiori Island to search for Arataki Itto.